popping, homie, hold up with my mojo. Peep the whip in that logo. 24s in they low pro. I know so, ain't no doubt about it. Riding around, loaded up and I hear them 808s and they knocking. Whole club and they rocking. In them buckets, all my homies up in here vibing. To my household, real I die for. Creeping off in that Tahoe. All about the dead large on. Don't stop the party. We be getting all that. Oh, King Wasabi, homie. Cause it's the same old. Just a different day. I here trying to get it. Each and every way. Mama need a house. Baby need some shoes.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Excited, thrilled to be here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. I'm so lucky. We'll watch the Miami Heat in this one as they go up against the Houston Rockets. Looking at Houston, they went 2-0 against this team last season, looking to continue that string of victories tonight. And here in the early going, some teams already fulfilling their potential while others struggling out of the gate. Shaq, how big a deal are these initial outcomes?
Ernie, let me tell you something. I hated losing, period. Didn't matter if it was early, late, whatever. I expected to win every time out.
Well, the reality is of it, you have 82 games. So if you get too high or too low in your little valleys or your peaks, you're going to be in big trouble. But every loss and every win does affect home court advantage if you're a veteran team trying to make the playoffs and trying to win it all. So you're thinking about every loss. If you lose in April, it hurts just as much when you lose in January.
And time now for tip-off. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan. He's got the call.
We're in a place they call the American Airlines Arena in downtown Miami, Florida. Right on the water, the home of the Heat, where we're broadcasting live today. For the Miami Heat, they come into tonight's game after the loss to the Cavs in Cleveland.
Yeah, and the foul trouble coming down the stretch. You know, they didn't have the guys on the floor you'd like to have out there, nor could they be as aggressive on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and because of the foul trouble, they really didn't want to incur more foul trouble, so they backed off and became passive, and that's no way to play defense.
And the Houston Rockets starting five. Beverly and Harden, they're the backcourt. Modiunas and Howard, the post pair. And it's Ariza in at the small forward position. Now, here's Chalmers. And it's Wade penetrating. Soft touch off the glass.
Well, you knew things were going to be different in Miami without LeBron. They slowed down their approach on offense, going from one of the more up-tempo teams to one of the slower ones last season.
And he gets the bucket.
That was just a perfect possession, getting it in tight for the high percentage shot.
Chalmers against Beverly. Chalmers' shot is no good. And it's Houston's ball. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
They really impressed everybody with that comeback they had in the fourth quarter. I mean, it shocked the crowd.
I was stunned by that one, Clark. I mean, I did not see that coming. That fourth quarter performance could not have been any more different than what we saw in the first three.
Here's Wade following the score by Trevor Ariza. Bosh. Modiunas grabs the miss.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number one of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
Now here's Howard. He really played well in that last game against Golden State. And that one's good. Beverly.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Whiteside, the pass to Bosch. Montejunas with the steal. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break and the powerful one-handed slam.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
They set the pick. Whiteside sets the pick for Wade. And Granger now, top of the key, just 5 to shoot. That falls. Nice speed that time from Dwayne Wade.
Looked like he was trying to go for a degree of difficulty points on that shot.
And Beverly kicks to Howard. Pass to Harden. And there's the 3-second violation. Let's use this break for a quick look at the squads that really made it happen on the fast break last season. In second, the Rockets.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crowd-pleasing style, right? I mean, this club just got out and ran at every possible chance.
Wade dishes to Granger, feeds to Bosch. We're about 3 minutes into this first quarter. Ariza with the rebound.
Usually if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Montejunas kicks to Beverly. And stolen by Granger. He dishes it to Bosch. And so the ball out of bounds. Bosch touched it last.
Looking now at some numbers for Harden. Great showing for him last season. How about 27 points a game, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds? And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, and anytime this club needs a bucket, he's their go-to. Just irrepressible and a prolific scorer. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off of them during the run.
Now, here's Chalmers. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Kept alive. Great D that time from Howard.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Inside. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good.
Last season for Danny Granger, more injury woes. One of the premier small forwards in the game at one point. His knees just haven't recovered. Really hard to watch him play the way he's able to play now.
He took the opportunity when he saw it. Granger's got his second basket of the game. Rockets leading by 6. Harden kicks to Howard. There's the dish to Montejunas. And there's the feed to Harden. 6 to shoot. Kicks it to Montejunas. Chalmers against Beverly. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock. Beverly's got his second bucket tonight. Getting back to Danny Granger, you're talking about a guy who was throwing down 25 points a game back in the day. Last season, just 6 points a game. He didn't have enough left to help Miami make up for even some of the loss of LeBron.
Well, and he played in only 30 games last year, which unbelievably was the most he's had in 4 years. It's really tragic.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
Boy, they've come out of that locker room with the hot hand. Those jumpers have been falling for them.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
And Hassan Whiteside of Miami had the breakout year of all breakout years. Clark, he blew up in the right way last season. Averaged a double-double over 48 games.
Yeah, and great to see for Whiteside because he did have some issues prior to the breakout year, and it's nice to see him find his stride and produce with that awesome talent he has.
The drive by Wade. Here's Whiteside. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. Whiteside's got 5.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
And talking about Whiteside, he isn't completely out of the woods yet. I mean, after a couple of ejections last season, his teammates publicly condemned his actions. They questioned his maturity, challenged him to be more reliable, and for the most part, he was after those incidents.
The Heat trail by 5. Chalmers passed to Wade. Back to Chalmers. Tries from 10, and it's sent back by Howard. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. Moniunas with it, and Bosch picks him up defensively. Bosch grabs the miss.
And you know, the thing about Whiteside, guys, when he's right, he's an unbelievable game changer. Second in the league in block shots last season. Also posted the second best field goal percentage. The guy can play if he keeps his head squarely on his neck.
Now here's Harden, following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. Back to Harden. From about 16, Harden missing again.
Well, I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though it didn't go, that's one you got to take.
Nobody near Granger. Miami no good on that time either. Rockets leading by 5. And stolen by Chalmers. And it's the Heat on the break. Here's Wade. That's good, and so Chalmers with the assist.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. And one thing about Mario Chalmers last season, he really had to play a different role. And it took him some time, Greg, to get used to.
Yeah, anytime your team loses a superstar like LeBron James, other guys get asked to do a little bit more. Mario was asked to be more of an aggressive scorer, a role that isn't so easy to jump into after 6 years of being that fourth or fifth option in the offense.
And a new group getting ready for Miami. Anderson, he's checked in for Whiteside. Haslam comes in for Chris Bosh. Allen's checked in for Danny Granger. And it's Johnson in for Dwayne Wade. Houston with a big group substitution here. Terrence Jones is checked in for Howard. Smith comes in for Moniunas. Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly.
You know, going back to Mario Chalmers last year, guys, I mean, having to take on more of a scoring role was tough for him. His field goal percentage dropped 50 points from the season before. His three-point percentage dropped even more. His assist numbers were down. Well, I bet you part of that was the fact LeBron was no longer there.
Here is Chalmers. Following the score by Josh Smith, Chalmers dishes to Johnson. Anderson, a screen on Harden. Johnson attacking Anderson. Kicks it out to Johnson. The pass to Chalmers. Allen dishes to Chalmers. They set the pick. Second shot opportunity. And the rejection by Harden. And here's the break. Here's Brewer. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And a look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 6th in opponent points per game, 11th in field goal percentage. And they were in the top half of the league in steals as well. Pretty impressive.
And back to their ranking in terms of opponents' points per game. Kind of an old school stat, but sometimes pace of play can factor in. But make no mistake, they made things difficult for their opponents.
All right, now, take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And Corey Brewer, guys, out of Florida, remember, won those 2 national championships, teaming up with Joakim Noah and Al Horford. Terrific quickness, and that rangy frame makes him a disruptive defender. Great versatility as well on that end of the floor.
He makes 1 of 2 that time. Clark, Corey Brewer was the 7th pick in the 2007 draft. He's never really reached that star caliber so many had predicted.
Yeah, you know, his offense has held him back a bit. He's a bit erratic at that end of the floor. Not a great shooter. Slashes effectively well. He's most effective in transition.
Indeed. Here's Johnson, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. Chalmers has got his 3rd assist on the night. Rockets leading by 4. Harden up top. He's guarded by Johnson. Harden kicks to Brewer. Passes it to Smith. Jacks up a 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Anderson's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Good ball movement here by Miami. Chalmers against Harden. Pass to Haslam. Takes the 13-footer. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Haslam's got his first bucket in this one. Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Harden the pass to Smith. And it's Miami with the rebound. Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. And what'd you find out, Doris?
Yes, Kevin, the crucial aspect for them in his mind is going to be making things tough inside for their opponent. He said they're physical, they like to mix it up. If we don't respond in kind, they'll push us around and we'll get bullied all game. Back to you.
Thank you, Doris.
He always knows where his teammate's going to be, and Kevin, that will let him put the ball where he wants it, right waiting for him.
And Miami calls their first time out of the game.
One thing about Corey Brewer, he's a defensive specialist, has the combination of size and quickness. It's real hard to score against. I mean, equally good at defending in the half court or transition.
Going back to Corey Brewer, he also has a 6th sense of sniffing out steal opportunities. Very quick hands. He's averaged 1.5 steals a game over his career.
And Kevin, Corey's one of those guys that's always going to give that effort offensively and find ways to contribute there. But more importantly, he's going to give you results on the defensive side of the ball.
He has an amazing motor. It never shuts down. Rockets on defense. They lead by 4. Allen, that's good.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
Timeout called the Rockets. And this is their first time matched up with this year's Heat team.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Yeah, exactly. An interconference matchup here. Not a lot of familiarity, but I wouldn't say they caught them off guard. There's a reason one team was in the playoffs and the other team was watching. Well, you know, Hall of Famer and 3-time champion Kevin McHale, the Rockets coach, did nothing but find success and win as a player. And, you know, that's been the same song for him as a coach.
Houston in the lead. And for Coach Kevin McHale, last year was his best. A lot of people thought he could have been easily the coach of the year, leading the Rockets to their third best regular season in franchise history.
And Kevin, with McHale, he's got this team improving every year. His team's win totals have risen as well statistically as I think becoming a better team. Wins aren't always necessarily what determines how good you are.
Offensive rebound. The kick out to Anderson. Stolen by Terry. And now, running up the court, Brewer pushing it up. Harden's shot is good.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Now, here's Chalmers. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. This is to Allen. 5 on the clock. He feeds it to Johnson. The three from Chalmers. It's tipped.
I can't figure out, guys, what's going on with him this quarter. I mean, he hasn't gotten one shot to drop.
And there's the call on Udonis Haslem. That'll be his second foul of the game. Smith dishes to Terry. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Anderson's shot is off. Rockets leading by 6. Here's Harden. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Harden's got his third bucket of the night.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Over in the corner, Chalmers. There's a good screen. And the rejection by Smith. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. We've got 13 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 4 on the shot clock. Off the pick. Here's Jones. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
Yeah, that's a tough call there with the naked eye. Fortunately, the league's replay center able to slow it down, zoom in, and check all the angles.
Exactly, making certain the right call was made. They've done a great job of speeding the process and giving the officials the information they need to arrive at the right call.
Well, the ruling is in, and the call stands. No basket, so no change, Clark, and the scoreboard as we end the quarter.
Smart decision to review the shot. That was indeed very close to being legitimate.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Houston on top, up by 8. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. Head coach Kevin McHale doing well in Houston. He certainly has a fan in his shooting guard, James Harden.
He listens to us. You know, he takes our input and our feedback on games and what do we think and how we feel about, you know, certain situations. And, you know, he's a player coach. He's played, so he knows the game.
Well, there's no doubt there's great respect that Harden is showing for Coach Kevin McHale, which is what you need sometimes as a coach. You've got to command that respect from your players.
You know, it's kind of like a honeymoon period. You know, when it's clicking, it's like magic, and you just try to keep it going. But it all comes down to the coach listening, sharing, and taking the players' input seriously. Kevin has that instinct, having been around so many great teams.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And looking at what we've seen from Houston, what do you guys think?
I just don't know that you're going to see a better quarter defensively than what we saw in the first.
Really a big part of why they're on top here. The defense has been on point.
This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Modi Eunice and Howard, the post pair. Patrick Beverly out there with Corey Brewer. And it's Ariza in at the 3 spot. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Chris Bosh. Rocket shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end. And the foul on Dwayne Wade. That's his first foul.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Here's Beverly. He kicks it to Monty Eunice. Pass to Ariza. On the wing, Brewer. Wade is covering. Shot clock at 6. In transition, here comes Miami. Wade with the ball, and it's sent back by Howard. Here we go, one-on-one. And it's Brewer finishing it off.
Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with a dunk like that.
Chalmers with it. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Like last season, we saw Moni Eunice make some nice strides.
Yeah, big uptick in his scoring efficiency, Kevin. Both his shooting from beyond the arc and from within the arc increased.
Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. The Rockets shooting their third free throw shot of the game.
Yeah, last season, around 71% of the free throws made, and you know what? That has to be a point of emphasis this year.
And, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
That free throw good from Trevor Ariza. The Rockets were terrific on the road last season, Clark. Tied for second with the Clippers for the most road wins in the league.
26-15, although if you want to get picky about it, they had one of those wins in Mexico City, so maybe 25.5 road wins for them.
It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down to 9 in the bucket from Granger.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Stolen by Bosh. Howard against Chalmers. Granger. It's rebounded by Houston. Howard's got his third rebound on the night.
And I do remember that Mexico City game last year for the Rockets. A huge turnout for them. It felt like they were the crowd favorites. Still, you can't take anything away from their road performances last season.
For Miami, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field in the second quarter so far. Chalmers against Beverly. And Chalmers kicks to Bosh. Kept alive.
With the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in control of this game.
And no doubt about it, rebounding is an effort stat, folks. They've been more determined than their opponent thus far.
Wade kicks to Chalmers. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade.
And, you think about the Rockets, as you mentioned. I mean, one reason they were so good on the road is their offense didn't miss a beat when they left Houston. When you can get to the line as much as they did, you remain consistent on the road.
And that's going to increase the field goal percentage even more. They have a huge edge in that category.
And that's because they've been playing smart basketball. I mean, they've been very patient offensively, and their shot selection has been superb.
Last season was difficult for Dwight Howard, to say the least, across the board. Worse since, in fact, his rookie year.
Yeah, he just wasn't able to stay healthy. I mean, looks dominant in spurts. Gets you thinking, okay, he's back. Then his body betrays him.
Now a timeout called by Miami.
And talking about Howard, always a perennial double-doubles leader. Last year, through the injuries, he dropped down to 23 total double-doubles. But that was in only 41 games. So the average over an 82-game stretch would have put him in the top 5 once again. So clearly he has a lot left when he's healthy.
Miami with the ball. They trail by 11. Granger misses.
Getting back to Dwight Howard, I think he's at a crossroads physically. Had back and knee issues. It's highly unlikely he can be 100% for a full season. You just hope to have him happy and healthy for your most important games.
Here's the teardrop. The Rockets pull it in. Howard's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game. And guys, Dwight Howard's an interesting guy, one of the most physically imposing players in our league, and yet he's known for his lighthearted, almost playful nature.
And for Howard, his parents raised him to keep a smile on his face and stay upbeat, remain positive. He's done all those things and still competed in the rough and tumble world of pro basketball.
Yeah, and yet some of his peers and contemporaries have gone at him. Durant, for instance, Kobe Bryant called him soft. Byron Scott questioned his desire. Guys go about their work in different manners.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
Rockets leading by 10. No good. Good work defensively by Whiteside. As you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Riley Clark kind of molded him in his image.
Yeah, and it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
Here's Moniunas. Misses the 3. And Miami shooting around 36%. They're just not able to finish consistently. That's good. 6 points for Dwayne Wade.
Special. There just aren't many guys like him who can accelerate to the rim and finish in style.
Another miss by Houston. The Heat trail by 6. Here's Granger. Ariza with the rebound. Ariza's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And it's Brewer finishing it off.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Boy, he's just dangling from the rim after sending it through there.
You can see which team now has the swagger Clark right now.
Yeah, it's with them.
And guys, that swagger can backfire because you don't want to get your opponent a little too riled up.
Granger kicks to Wade. And it's Wade again missing.
You can see the frustration in the quarter on his face, especially with his team trailing.
That savvy little up fake there, fooling the D. 9 points for Howard.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
Wade, right side. Over in the corner, Chalmers. Goes up the baseline, and there's the call on Howard. That is his first foul of the game. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Chalmers.
And a great stretch of games here for Wade at the end of last A great stretch of games for Wade at the end of last season. I mean, he turned back the clock, if you will, for a while and really helped carry this Heat team.
Chris Anderson has checked in for the Heat. Allen comes in for Danny Granger. That free throw good from Wade. Yeah, Greg, you know, I remember that stretch with Wade you're talking about. It seems like he finally now feels healthy, Clark, and it shows.
Wade himself said, Kevin, it was the best he felt in a couple of years. Health is such a big factor for him given how he plays and selectively now likes to attack the rim.
And guys, Patrick Beverley, a perfect fit for the Rockets alongside James Harden. You know, Beverley is in that complementary role as a 3 and D guy. And remember, also, even though he's the point guard, he doesn't need the ball to be effective. He's good at just spotting up for threes, and he's a hounding on-ball defender.
Tyler Johnson, he's checked in for the Heat. And he's good on the second. And Beverley plucked out of Europe by the Rockets. Clark, he signed a new contract this past offseason.
And a nice value for the Rockets, Kevin. I mean, he's a player whose impact on the game really transcends the stat sheet. That's often the case for those guys that are all defense caliber players.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And continuing to expand his arsenal last season, Patrick Beverley, the guard for the Rockets. Career highs in assists and rebounds per game, and he's one of the smallest guys on the floor.
Yeah, and he's really working on the details of becoming a better playmaker, becoming a guy that has coaches trust him to handle the basketball in those crucial situations.
So it's Miami now. It's a 10-point game. Here's Bosch. And again, it's the Heat missing.
You know, talking about Beverley, his wrist injury really changed things for the Rockets at the end of last season. Suddenly, 37-year-old Jason Terry had to take on big minutes at the point, and he was serviceable, but they missed Beverley's toughness on defense particularly.
Johnson kicks to Allen. Right side Bosch. Looking to end his cold spell. He lays it in. Bosch has got his second bucket.
Well, I tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Houston leading by 10. Beverley, the pass to Howard. Anderson against Modi Yunus. It's tipped. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Wade. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Wade's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Miami. Here is Harden. He had 40 points in the win against Golden State.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates. The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
It's Bosch with the drive. And, of course, Chris Bosch has been such a prolific scorer and rebounder in his career. He's not quite in the 2010 category for his career, The boy, Greg, he's close.
Yeah, I mean, good athleticism, that big wingspan, and not an overly physical player, but very instinctive on the backboard. And when it comes to scoring, particularly from that mid-range area, he can do it all.
First free throw is good. Houston making some changes. Jones checked in for Monty Eunice. Smith comes in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Both free throws good from Bosch. Rockets leading by 9. Terry outside. Feeds to Jones. Chris Anderson pulls it in. Anderson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Wade dishes to Bosch. Allen kicks to Johnson. The feed to Wade. Back to Johnson. 5 on the clock. The Heat need to get a shot off. Allen for the 3. Dwight Howard pulls it in.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Allen with it, and it's Harden picking him up. Allen kicks to Bosch. To the paint. Wade. The shot no good. Good work defensively by Terry.
And you know what? He's just not on his game. No doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Clark
Yes,
bringing it down hard,
yes,
my brother.
Yes,
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Harden's shot is good.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here.
The Heat trail by 13. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Bosch can't get it to go.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter. And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound.
Good ball movement here by Miami. The dish to Johnson. Wade passes to Johnson. Bosch heads the pick for Johnson. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Jones. Udonis Haslem. He's checked in for Chris Bosch.
Out of bounds. Remaining Miami ball.
1:58 left in the first half.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Terry dishes to Jones. Nice open look, but it's no good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Haslem kicks to Johnson. Takes a big high bounce and goes in. Timeout called, the Rockets. Well, one thing that you can always say about Dwayne Wade is that he is at his best when the game is on the line. He truly lives for the big moments.
He does, and Wade has been in so many of those big moments over the course of his career. 5 trips to the NBA Finals, and he really does thrive under pressure.
And for Wade, when it comes to being clutch, a lot of it is experience. I mean, it's not just during the playoffs. He knows when to step up in the fourth quarter during the regular season. Very productive in the fourth quarter from a scoring standpoint.
There's 1:34 left to play in the first half.
Wade averaged 7 points in the fourth quarter of last season. That was third most in the NBA. A big part of it is how he can create his own shot. When the game is on the line, you want him on the floor with the ball in hand.
The Heat trail by 14. Johnson, the pass to Allen. Trying to break that ice-cold streak.
And he's clearly just disappeared here this quarter, not making any contributions here with his offense.
And, Greg, it's been hard to watch. I mean, you can see his frustration. He's actually looking forward to the end of this period so he can have a fresh start for the next one.
Wade, good.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Houston leading by 12. Outside, Jones. Back to Terry. 36 seconds left here in the second. Harden outside. 4 on the clock. And another one in the scoring column for him. He's 7 of 10 from the field.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
So the wing on the left. And here is Howard. He's got 9. 3-pointer, and Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Howard. Howard's got his 3rd assist on the night. Goes up from the top of the key. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. And that's 13 points for Dwayne Wade. It's Harden with the drive. 3 seconds left. Can't get it to go.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one.
And so we conclude the first half. Rockets lead by 13. And a chance now to send you over to Doris Burke, standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I'm here with Dwight Howard. And Dwight, you looked really strong so far tonight. What's been your approach?
I'm just trying to play with a lot of energy. I'll do the best I can on the defensive end to help my teammates out. Post hard.
Dwight, thank you so much. Kevin, one of the most intimidating defenders in the league.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. James Harden led the way in the first half. He had 18 points, 3 assists, and 1 block. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets? Kenny, what'd you think about Miami?
Can this team please get fired up on defense? I mean, get angry, get upset. Guys are way too soft and giving up way too many good looks. At some point, you got to draw the line in the sand. Be like, okay, who's crossing this line? If you're coming over here, I'm taking a hard foul, and I'm going to resist you on defense.
That's going to do it for now as the second half is just about ready to get started. We'll see you later.
Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
The Heat trail by 13. Chalmers runs the point with Wade to his side. The big men are Bosch and Whiteside, and it's Granger in at the small forward. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Howard kicks to Eyce. Here's Monty Eunice. The shot no good, and it's Miami the other way. Now here's Chalmers. Bosch dishes to Granger. Another shot. Bosch, that's good. Bosch has got the first basket of the second half. That one for Miami. Rockets leading by 11. Harden outside. Howard up on top. Kicks it out to Eyce. And stolen by Granger. And it's the Heat on the break. Wade can't hit. Houston's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. Eyce with it, and Granger picks him up defensively. Here's Monty Eunice. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 4 assists in the game.
Yeah, such a sweet three-point stroke there, and it can really open things up inside because as good as he shoots it, it forces the opposing bigs to have to step out on the perimeter. And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Beverly, the pass to Howard. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%, 5 for 7. The Heat trail by 14. A lot's been made of the Heat fans in the past for walking out during the finals game where they looked to be out of it. But credit, the Miami Heat fans, Greg, with last year sticking with this team.
Yeah, and in all fairness, I would have walked out as well because I thought it was over. But with LeBron out of town, a lot of Heat fans could have jumped off the bandwagon. But you know what? They stayed with it. So although the weather is fair, the fans are not.
Oh, well said.
Thank you.
Goes back up, and the basket by Chalmers. Chalmers has got 8. Here is Harden. He's got 18. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. He dishes it to Beverly. A floater. Nice D from Bosch.
And, for the Heat, despite the struggles, they still sold out every game here last season. They were among the top teams in the league in total attendance.
And there's a whistle that's going to go on James Harden. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. I mean, the defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
And the Heat call time here.
He just like every other coach can't stand when the defense gives up points on the inside. And boy, are they struggling in there.
Yeah, well, they're getting pummeled in there. So you've got to figure out a way to make some adjustments to try to change that around. And that's why he needed the timeout.
You know what? They just are in a funk right now offensively. A good time to maybe come up with a play to get them a good look.
Well, most coaches, usually have a go-to speech or tactic that they can use when they need it most. So we'll see if that's the case here.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Wade outside, just 5 on the clock. The fadeaway. The Rockets pull it in. Howard's got 9 rebounds now tonight.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Granger outside. Here's Bosch. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Bosch has got 12. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's Beverly. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
He's made one and missed one so far in the game. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Granger outside. Back to Chalmers. Whiteside, a screen on Beverly. Hooked away. And here we go. Beverly heading to the hoop. And that one's good. Beverly's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they've both shot the ball since the break.
To the inside. Bosch misses. Well, a scary moment for Chris Bosch last year. Had to be shut down, Greg, as we all know, for the season after blood clot was found in his lung.
You know, and Kevin, it really puts basketball in perspective. I mean, it happened right after the trade deadline, and obviously a huge blow to the Heat in terms of their push for the postseason. But fortunately, it looks like he's going to make a full recovery and have a huge impact this season.
And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Brewer is checked in for James Harden. Wade outside. Whiteside a screen. Wade drives in. Miami no good on that time either.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
They're very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
To end the run. That's good. Wade's got 15 points.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
Beverly against Chalmers. Now Howard. He's got 11. Kicks to Montiunas. 5 to shoot. Houston needs to get a shot off. Here's Ariza. And it's Houston with another.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Granger kicks to Wade. It's hauled in by Beverly.
And that's the way you want to defend. Nice job there.
Always important to have that good interior defense.
Down low. It's Bosch, that time on the assist by Granger. 14 points for Chris Bosch.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
There's the pass to Howard. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Tremendous output from Howard. 11 rebounds, and he's rejected more than his share of shots today.
An interior defense at its best, fellas. That's what we've seen out of him today.
The Rockets have made 5 of 8 of their free throw attempts. And he can't get the first one.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
Allen's checked in for Dwayne Wade. That one misses. And if carrying the team during the regular season wore Harden down, Greg, as you were talking about, It didn't show that much in the playoffs. Harden was phenomenal most, if not Clark, all of the postseason.
I would agree with you, but there also were some other guys for Houston that did step up in the postseason. Howard looked as good as he did before all of his injuries, as a case in point.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Bosch can't get it to go. Rockets leading by 19 points. To the middle, here's Ariza. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
The drive by Allen. Brewer with the steal. And it's the Rockets on the break, moving it up. And it's Howard finishing it off.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Miami with the ball. Chalmers with it. 8 points for him. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Chalmers has got 10.
The screenplay worked ideally there, and I'm not talking about the screenplay you see in a movie theater. Gave him more than enough room to get that shot off.
Here's Brewer, and that comes off the assist by Dwight Howard. He's got 10.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
Nobody near Allen. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Ariza, and down it goes, jamming that one home.
It's been about tempo and pace with this group, and it's led to a huge advantage in fast break points.
Greg, it's really the main reason they're in front. All that early offense. I mean, when they've had the chance to push it, they've pushed it.
Allen, that's good.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Passes it to Montejunas. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
He had his head on a swivel and was able to pick out the pass and get the assist.
And Chalmers kicks to Granger. Pass to Allen. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And when you talk about all-time career numbers, there is one name in NBA history that shows up time and time again. Wilt Chamberlain, Wilt the Stilt, with 23,924 rebounds. His name synonymous with greatness on the basketball court.
And guys, I don't think there will ever be another player that will dominate their position like Wilt Chamberlain did. And it's those rebounding numbers that paint the picture the most clearly. I mean, Wilt averaged almost 23 rebounds a game. Not just over a season, folks, over the course of his entire career. 11 rebounding titles, and his career total just shy of 24,000. I mean, nobody in the modern era has even come close to that.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, Greg, after a run of 10 playoff trips in 11 years, the Miami Heat missing the postseason last year, they'd end up a game back of the 8th spot.
Yeah, and what's hard for the Heat, Kevin, is that they were in the playoff picture for most of the year, and as the season wore on, they slowly fell out of that top 8.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Anderson is checked in for Whiteside. Haslam comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Tyler Johnson in for Danny Granger.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
Chalmers dishes to Allen. Here's Johnson. And it's Anderson atop the key. Just 5 on the clock. Anderson a screen on Terry. Johnson for 3. It's rebounded by Houston.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
Miami's gotten blanked from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Brewer with the steal. And here we go with Brewer. Nobody back.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Chalmers' shot is no good.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Ariza goes in. No luck. And it's Miami the other way. And it's time for an injury report. Now let's send it over to Doris Burke for an update on Hassan Whiteside. Doris?
Hey guys, I was able to talk with the head athletic trainer of Miami about his status. He told me that it doesn't look too serious. The season is young, but that is tough news to get at any point in the year. We'll see how well the team comes together in his absence. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
There's the pick. Shot clock at 6. Allen passes to Johnson to stop the drought. Josh Smith pulls it in.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
Allen with it. Guarded now by Jason Terry. And Chalmers kicks to Johnson. Haslam a screen. Allen outside. Launches it. And the rebound goes to Jason Terry. Terry's got 5 rebounds tonight. Ariza outside. Smith on the wing. From the baseline. Ball's knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Allen. The Rockets making a switch here. Harden's checked in. Here's Terry, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
First trip to the line for him here.
And I like what he did at the line a season ago. How about 81%?
Guys, I thought he got into a groove last year at the charity stripe, and I thought he maintained it deep into the season as well.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
Free throw, good, Terry. It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point. And both free throws good for Terry.
And no doubt the Rockets were one of the faster-paced teams in the league last year. When you have the firepower they do, you want it to become a scoring fest.
Chalmers dishes to Haslam. And Anderson kicks to Allen. And it's on its way from Chalmers for 2. And that one goes long.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
Did he just go chop there with that one-hand tomahawk slam?
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Houston on top, running away with it. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And we're getting underway here in the 4th quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. Here is Harden. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. We've got Harden. Terrence Jones out there with Joey Dorsey. Then it's Smith, and it's Prigioni in at the point. Johnson kicks to Eyce. Dishes to Walker. On the wing, Johnson. He feeds it to Haslam. Heat moving the ball around. He kicks to Oden. Johnson for three, and he gets the bucket. Johnson's got the first basket as we get going in the fourth for the Heat. And so it's Houston with it. The Oklahoma City Thunder will be in town for the next one. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand. Pass to Prigioni. From the arc. The rebound by Johnson. Johnson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Walker's shot is off. Houston's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Feeds it to Jones. Here's Harden. Lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Harden's got 20 points.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Johnson, the pass to Walker. That one goes. Count it.
Nice job creating for the easy deuce.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. And here's Harden, and there's the feed to Dorsey. And it's Haslam with the rebound. Now here's Eyce. Johnson. No luck. Harden with the defensive effort. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. The dish to Smith.
It's still pretty early to judge, but so far the 2014 draft class has lived up to the hype. The top guys were as good as promised, and a lot of talent down later in the draft as well.
Now here's Eyce, guarded by Harden. Here's the screen. Here's Johnson. And he gets the kind bounce as that one drops in for it.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Prigioni kicks to Jones. He dishes it to Harden. An easy 2 points on the layup. Harden's got 22.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. They want things to be easy on themselves here late. Make sure he has the ball.
And that one's good. And breaking down some numbers here, the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
Yeah, but also they haven't missed the beat in terms of their fast break game. That's been equally as effective all night long.
And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
You know, another point of contention between every NBA fan is whether or not the age restriction is a good thing. Some want it increased, others want it gone altogether. You know, for me, it's a matter of whether or not you as a team feel that player can make an impact on your roster.
And there are arguments, Clark, on both sides for the NBA and the age restriction it has currently right now. Having one seems to have helped the level of play overall, but I think there's some improvements that can be made.
Yeah, with the D-League coming into its own, though, Kevin, the discussion has opened up again. NBA teams used to not have a place for high school players. The D-League could serve in that regard now, but having a restriction is something that I think has helped the NBA. I actually would like to see it be 20 years old.
Me too. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also.
Well, with Steve Kerr and Jason Kidd both coming with no coaching experience over the last few seasons and also having success, I don't know, guys. Maybe we should throw our hat in the ring. But pretty impressive stuff.
That's not for me to do. I've already determined I don't want to coach for a paycheck, even if it is a big one.
Clock is at 3. Bounces high off the rim and drops. Walker's got 4 points this quarter. The Rockets have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. A shot by McDaniels, no good. You know, you look at the coaching success for both Jason Kidd and Steve Kerr, both with long playing careers, championship experience on their resumes. Steve, in fact, Clark even had some time in the front office with Phoenix.
And don't forget about his broadcasting career either, Kevin. I mean, I think in both cases, though, you look at these two guys, they were able to come in and have immediate credibility with their teams and their playing experience, part of their preparation for being coaches.
Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
The Heat making a switch here. Lewis is checked in. He doesn't get the second one.
You know, Bosh was the big injury hit for the Heat, but they had a lot of other injuries as well. I mean, had to use 31 different starting lineups last season, and 20 different players started at least one game. The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he burst to the hoop.
That's his first personal foul.
And injuries are something that you can't plan for, but you can prepare for them. And hopefully the Heat can avoid injury woes this season. If they can, they at least have players who have been through that struggle last year.
Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
On the wing, Johnson. 5 on the clock. Outside, Walker. A 3-ball. Rockets with the rebound. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. They missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt them inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
Heat moving the ball around. Ennis. No luck. And it's Houston the other way. Here's McDaniels. Again, the Rockets score. Now Johnson. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
Ennis kicks to Oden. A steal. Pushing it up. Was shot by Dorsey, no good. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. Stolen by McDaniels. And it's Houston on the break. It's tipped. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Josh Smith. That is his first foul of the game. Jason Terry is checked in for Houston.
Jason Terry.
Miami with the ball. Ennis with the ball. Kicks to Johnson. To halt the run. And he gets it to go. Johnson's got 8 points here in this quarter.
He's definitely turned things around in this game. I mean, he was more of a background player in the first half. He's jumped.
Yeah. Putting on a show for these people.
I cannot believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you what, Mama always said, if you got it, flaunt it.
Let it fly. Let it fly.
Mama said that, huh? Smith drives in, and it's Miami with the rebound. Johnson outside, and there's the pass to Ennis. Oden a screen. Shot from 12, and he nails the jumper.
2 points.
And one thing about the NBA, there are a ton of siblings currently playing in the league, some on the same team, some on opposing sides, but there must be over a half a dozen sets of siblings.
Here's Ennis. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight, and it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
A different look for Miami. Anderson comes in for Greg Oden, and it's Haslam in for Henry Walker. And a switch here also for Houston. Terrence Jones is checked in for Joey Dorsey. And here are the Heat now. They set the pick. Johnson dishes to Haslam. Back to Johnson. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Terry's got his 6th rebound on the night. Deflects the pass. Out of bounds. Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
And that's why he sold out for it, because he knew he had to make that play. He wasn't going to let them get the advantage.
Shot from the inbound, and that's 2 points on the layup.
They ran that inbounds play perfectly there to get the quick hitter.
Miami's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Johnson against Terry. Here's Ennis. Rebounded by Capella. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Anderson. Here's Johnson, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. That's on Terrence Jones.
Take a look at the performance in this one for Johnson. 12 points, and he's knocked down a pair of 3-pointers in this game, too.
And maybe it's time for them to set a few more screens for him up top and let him add to that total. And for a long time in the NBA, the stretch 4 was kind of the anomaly and not the standard. Now it seems that you are the rare power forward if you can't hit a 3. Very few traditional power forwards now in the NBA.
With the stretch 4 and the need for shooting at the position, they don't need to be a 3-point threat, but they do need to be able to hit a mid-range jump shot.
Yeah, well said. I think you need to have guys that can make perimeter shots to create spacing. The game's evolving to a space-out-the-floor type game, and shot making gives you a chance to do that.
And both free throws good for Johnson. And there's Terry. Pass to Smith. Dishes to Jones. Terry outside. Can't hit. Good work defensively by Johnson.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done. A temporary lapse of focus from him on that turnover. It's embarrassing, but on occasion it does happen.
Houston's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Terry kicks to Capella. Pass to Jones. Miami grabs the miss. Now here's Johnson. He feeds it to Haslam. Lewis with the 3. But they'll get another chance. Anderson passes to Lewis. It's stolen by Smith. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Johnson attacking. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Jones dishes to Smith. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
No way to mess that one up, Kevin. I mean, he powered it down with both hands.
Not this guy. He is a superb finisher.
And when he gets near the hoop, guys, he is a tour de force.
Pass to Ennis.
You know, something that's floating around in the sports world and in the NBA is reseeding after the playoffs start. And for those of you who may not understand the situation, it's simply saying that no matter what, he would play the lower seeded team, however you get to those numbers.
Terry kicks to Jones. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
And for Terrence Jones, there's a quiet excitement surrounding him in personnel circles. Last season, he was a much better rim protector, way up in blocks, and his three-point percentage was up as well. So those are the kinds of year 3 improvements that talent evaluators are always looking for, especially when you come into the league as an underclassman.
No good on the free throw. Well, looking at Terrence Jones, he really has that complete game. His ability to make a play at the rim, hit 35% of his threes. He's a multi-dimensional threat. Long player, well-schooled, falls in line, I think, very well with any good team. In this particular case, with one of the playoff teams in the West.
Yeah, he's one of the more efficient players in the league, over 53% his first 3 seasons. So defenses might want to choose to ignore somebody else.
Lewis kicks to Anderson. Smith against Lewis. Haslam, a screen on Terry. Chalmers. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will, and you can safely say mission accomplished now for Houston.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2 gamers since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And one of the league's truly special talents making his mark. Once again, another great performance for Harden. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
Great rise and dime there. He changed gears in midair to make the assist.
Houston in total control. Terry kicks to Capella. Feeds to McDaniels. In the corner, Smith with it. Capella, the pass to Terry. Just 4 to shoot. And there's the feed to Jones. Rebound by the Heat. Now Chalmers. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Yes, gentlemen, I'm here with James Harden, and congratulations on a nice performance tonight. It certainly seemed like you guys were confident and in control with the flow of your offense.
Yeah, we just tried to move the ball and make the game easy tonight. We did a great job of actually just, guys getting shots, easy shots, and our defense really stepped up.
Easy shots usually mean made shots. James, thanks for the time, guys.
All right, Doris, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark, Craig, and Doris, and the rest of our terrific crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, James Harden. He really set the tone for them in the first half, and it seemed to just help carry them forward from that point on.
That was the James Harden we've come to know and love, a player that brings nothing but fear to players that have to guard him. I've said this for a while now. He's the best one-on-one player in the NBA. And even if it's not a one-on-one situation, even if you throw the kitchen sink at him, he still gets the job done. It's the confidence, the drive, and the spirit that makes James Harden a superstar.
There was nothing they could do to slow him down, Ernie. Man, going to a build on the road and completely control the action like he did, only a few players could do that, Ernie. I'm impressed.
And that'll do it for tonight. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a good night, everybody.
Let the games begin. Let the games begin. Let the games